What's going on, YouTube? So today we're gonna be changing the brake pads on a 2002 GMC Yukon. I've already popped off my center cap over there, as you guys can see. So you're gonna need some tools. You're not gonna need all of these. My son's actually just pulled this out and just opened them up. So we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get right to it. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and or what you want to do is you want to open up the hood of the truck. Go ahead. So then after you open up your hood, then you want to take the top off of your yes, go ahead and take the top off of, yeah. Hey. Yeah, now you want to take the top off of that there, just so that way when you are pumping the when you putting the calipers back in, the pistons back in, I mean, you don't want to damage, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to damage that. So you always take the top off of that. Now, so then you want to get you one of these, a 4-way or whatever your car may came with. So now after I put the jack up under there, I put it on the frame of the vehicle. And then what you want to do is you want to lift it up until your front tire, go ahead. You want to lift it up until your front tire comes off the ground. Now what you want to do after you have your tire lifted off the ground, you want to go ahead and take all the lug nuts off your tire so that way that you can remove your tire. Grab the tire and you want to lift it up just a little bit and pull it towards you, and it'll slide right off, exposing your rotors and your brake calipers and the brake pads and all that other good old stuff. And after we just removed the tire, as you can see, here is your this right here is the brake caliper. This right here is the housing. This right here is the brake pads. So what you want to do is you want to remove this, and then it'll expose the pads. You'll be able to remove the pads from there. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump in and we're going to show you exactly how we do this here. What I would recommend you do is you start this truck, and then you turn your wheel all the way to the left, so that way it'll expose these right here back here, because these are here the bolts that we're going to need in order to, we're going to need to remove them in order to, you know, get to it. So let me show y'all how it's done. We're on the back side of the brake caliper right now, and remember those two nuts I showed you? Here's one up here, and then there's another one down here at the bottom. So what you want is you want to get you a T55. That's what kind of bit you want, a T55 star bit, and it goes in here. This is the only vehicle I've ever touched that had one of these. Now, I'm not a mechanic, but I do my own stuff. So you want to break that loose. There we go. We're going to break that one loose. There we go. Now, you want to remove these completely. And what I usually do is I do set them up like top screw and bottom screw, because I have seen cars where the top screw is a little different. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take that off of there. Now, one thing I wanted to tell y'all, YouTube, I'm one of the guys, one of the how-to guys that's going to show you how to do it. I'm not just going to tell you. If I can't get a camera in there to show you how it's done, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. Give me a bungee cord. After you take up both of the bolts out, then what you want to do is you want to take your screwdriver and you just want to, oh, that's coming right off. Okay, so that's coming right off. Now, if you look at the housing here and stuff like that, most vehicles don't have this wide deal so where you can take this off and just lay it up there, okay? So that's the reason why I just said, you know, give me the bungee cord, because you want the bungee cord. That way you can just, you know what I'm saying, put it up there, secure it, keep it from falling off, because you don't want to mess up any of these hoses on here, because if you do, it's going to be a bad day. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's continue to move forward with the video. Now you want to get ready to catch it, because that sucker will run from you. And you don't want it to run from you. Okay, so now that I got the brake caliper off or whatnot, I'm gonna push the pistons back in. But after pushing the pistons back in, you know, you can take off the pads. So, ooh, these pads are just falling apart. They look like they had a lot of meat on them, but they were falling apart. So I was like, as you guys can see in the video, but I was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and change them out or whatnot. So that's what I'm gonna do. Golly, I hurt my finger really bad taking this thing off. We gotta push the pistons back in. Y'all probably can't see too much on the video. Let me see. Alright, so piston right here. We're gonna take the old brakes that's falling apart and we're gonna set it, well, we're gonna set it on there like so. Then after we do that, what we're gonna do, so we're gonna go ahead and put a C-clamp on there, okay? So give me a second, let me set this up. And this has 2 pistons. I hate that so much. But it's cool. So we're gonna tighten it up. Then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna turn this in slowly. This is the reason why I said open up the top, open up your I forget what that's called, man. Where you actually put the fluid in or whatever. You open up the top of that because you don't want to, you know what I'm saying, burst it or cause any leaks anywhere else. So like I say, then once you do this, and you're just gonna twist it, push both pistons back in. I don't put the new brake pad on there, as you guys can see. Cleaned it off a little bit or whatever. Cleaned the brackets or whatnot off. You want to make sure that these are pointing down, sort of like so. You know what I mean? And that's important. That's gonna let you know when your brakes are going bad or whatnot, because those start to squeak out first. So that's very important. I got the second one on or whatnot, and that's all that this car right here requires. Now I'm getting ready to put the brake caliper back on or whatnot. But another thing that I just forgot is I like to put a little bit of something on there and on the other one. So let me show you guys exactly what that is. Some of this right here, some brake lubricant. Let's go ahead and let's slide that back on there. Boom. Now I check to make sure everything is everything. Afterwards, we go ahead and now I'm about to pop this bungee cord off, so make sure you're holding onto your caliper for real, because you do not, there we go, you do not want to mess up your stuff. Trust me. Brake calipers on most vehicles are not cheap. Okay. Now, remember you guys, I told you I separate my bolts. So I'm gonna slide this one in there. Now, I don't put that all the way in or whatnot. I just get the thread started in there, and then I move into the second one. Now I've been changing my own brakes. I'm 32 now. I've been changing my own brakes since I was like, I want to say like 18 or 19 or whatnot. My pops, my step pops, my pops Juan, he showed me how to do a lot of my car maintenance or whatnot. So he's the one who showed me how to do this. And my boys, I'm teaching my boys now. Shawn is going on 15 in April this year. Terryon's 13. Caleb is 12. So I'll show them how to do this stuff. They behind the camera right now with me, because I tell them it's very important to be able to do the car maintenance yourself. You know, if you can do it, because you take this to a shop, they're gonna hit you $150 for this right here, for the same thing. So it's good to do it yourself. Pay attention, boys. Shawn is getting in the car. Let the passenger windows down real quick so that way you can hear me really good. Now that we got that back on, we can go ahead and we can remove this. And we can go ahead and remove this. Excuse my neighbor's dogs. Oh my God. What he just did is he just pushed the brakes on. You good? You can stop. He just pushed the brakes in, which means that, remember the pistons that we pushed in with the C-clamp? They just extended back here or whatnot. But before you bleed them, you want to make sure that you put the cap back up. Remember the cap that we took off so we won't create no leaks? You want to put that cap back on to where you put your brake fluid in and stuff. You want to put that cap back on before you do this, or you're going to shoot brake fluid out and it's going to be all over your motor and stuff. So make sure that you do this right here. And if your brakes feel weird or anything like that, then what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to bleed them. So I will make another video in the future on how to bleed brakes, because if you guys have another how-to video that you guys want to see me do, seeing me and my boys or whatever, let me know. Comment below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. All right, and we out.